It's actually early on Sunday morning. I guess not early now. It was early when I started a Starbucks ago. Ollie had batting practice and a little practice today. It was cold this morning. I don't know how it is where you were, but it was about 4 or 5 degrees Celsius, and it rained all night. So it was kind of chilly this morning. It's days like this that I don't know. It's weird, right? You get a kind of cold, a real shot of fall. And it just makes you reflect. I guess, no, it does make you reflect. Right, partially. But it gives you a different perspective of everything, really. And I speak about this in all the videos, so it's a bit redundant. But I do like to bring videos to you guys every day if I can, and how I feel, because I'm sure you are the same way. So my eyes are still burning from last night. I hate the rain, I hate the mud, but that was quite the performance by Coop last night, and really, really proud of the horse she's become. I guess in watching that race, Addie jumps into bed with me this morning, and she asked how the racing was. I think she was it's a formality. She doesn't really even know where I was racing. So I showed her the race, and she goes, "Oh, wow." She doesn't know. But it really was, oh, wow. It really was a great performance by her. And, thinking back in Pickpocket and all the horses that have been racing so good for us. And then, kind of sewing that into the Lexington sale. And so excited about what could be in the future. It's a wonderful feeling, honestly. A ton of people texting and calling about the racing or about the sale. I had 3 or 4 people call me this morning, want to talk about the horses at the sale. And I looked yesterday afternoon, and it means a lot to me that I can buy a horse like Pelican Al, right? I can buy a horse like him and virtually tell you we don't have any buckets set up for this guy. We have no funding whatsoever. If I have to put it together, I'll try my hardest. But here he is, a quality animal that I just thought, given the model that we have and the way that we do business, it's a lot of money, but this was a horse for us. And to wake up this morning and see only 12% of them left means a lot. And it says a lot about fractional ownership. I just posted something again about Blair Burgess starting a little fractional ownership stable, and that's how we started too. And for the people out there that say to me, "Oh, I couldn't do that. I can't change. I couldn't do what you do." If that guy can change, anyone can change. And that's not making fun of Blair. It's just he's such a reclusive person in the nicest way. He's a super reclusive person, and for him to be outgoing and trying to bring people in, it just says a lot about the industry, that there is a boiling point for everybody. There is a time when everybody sits at their either real or virtual kitchen table with their loved ones and says, we got to make a change. And it could be a real watershed moment, I guess, for the industry, to have somebody like Blair change the way they think, right? Because it wasn't that long ago he said I could never do that, but now he wants to, and that means a lot to me, and it should mean a lot to the rest of the industry. So that was a highlight, definitely, of the last week, was just running into Blair and seeing what he's trying to do with his family and his clients now and future ones, and what look at that guy's resume. My God, he's won the Hambletonian, Breeders' Crowns, the Little Brown Jug. Blair Burgess won everything. But it's so refreshing to finally see somebody that I really thought couldn't do, and it was great. It was great, and to be honest, I'm sure meeting people like you that are out there watching this, meeting you and seeing how the stable operates and how happy it makes me and my family and the people involved probably played a big role in Blair doing that. So good luck to him, and congratulations, not just to him, but to us and everyone in the industry, because that is a big deal for us. By us, I mean the industry. So the Charlie May thing is cool. That horse should be sold out by today. So thank you all very much. There is still shares left in the Captain Treacherous colt, who is way more expensive than Pelican Owl. We had a big chunk of him sold to begin with, and he was outside the bucket. So there was no real funding in place for Captain Incredible. And you guys haven't seen him. You saw that one picture that's a still shot from him running or whatever. You haven't seen Captain Incredible. And I can't wait to show you these horses. The horse, he is a Captain Incredible, that's for sure. To be able to put additions like that into our barn is incredible. And I just so optimistic heading into, obviously the rest of the season, but most definitely 2024 with a crew. When I left, when I'm looking at the sale catalogs for Ohio and for Lexington, you don't know what you're going to end up with. But if you had to put everything on a sliding scale and said, okay, Anthony, here's where you're at. Everybody starts at the bottom. Everybody starts at 0. It's sale season. And there's the sliding scale, and where do you fit on it? It would be somewhere near the top, maybe even off the page, what you've allowed us to do. So, Pelican Owl. Here. Just really quickly. I know I like to talk a lot, drift off topic sometimes, but put yourself in my shoes just for a second. We won't talk about Ohio, but to be able to buy the horses we bought in Ohio was incredible. So you look at the horses that we bought in Lexington alone. Captain Incredible kicked off our sale. I'm not going to focus on the dollar amount, but just who they are and what they are. Right? You guys know the dollar amount. I don't need to go over that with you. Captain Incredible, probably one of the most beautiful animals I've definitely ever purchased in my life. We bought a lot of nice horses, but none of them were without minor faults here or there, or maybe they're well, put it this way: if you were judging horses on what they should look like, that would be a 10. How's that? Captain Incredible is a very, very nice horse. And then you allowed me to buy Grand Slam Dio, my top pick of the Kentucky sale. Now, in past years, when I went to a sale, my top pick would be my value best pick of the whole sale. I think dollar for dollar, this is who we could buy if everything went right, and if we did, that would be awesome. Grand Slam Dio was my top pick of the sale, meaning if I had unlimited funds, who would I buy? That was my top pick. And we were able to buy her and sell her out. I know I'm still getting emails. I'm finishing up the things right now, the buckets. I got a ton of emails saying, can I get extra shares? There's no shares left of her. And I don't blame anybody. I'll be honest. I'll tell you, because you're our clients, I priced her around $270,000. She's a half sister to Up Your Dio, who's now made 600, taken a mark of 51-2, and been a monster. The entire family's a good family, top to bottom, first dam right back to the fourth. In fact, I even liked more that the horse hidden in the second dam won the super final this year in Ohio. You have good horses, and it wasn't even that. That drew me to her. Her video, I liked her video. It was okay. But this pedigree drew me to her. And once I saw her out on the walking ring, I just thought she was worth a lot more. So for the people that wanted bigger chunks of this horse, I said she's going to have to be outside the buckets, I think, because she's going to bring too much money. And then we ended up getting her for almost a third of what I thought she might bring. And I think maybe the propulsion, maybe the fact that Mission Brief's sister was coming later, there was a number of high-powered, very deep pedigreed families coming just after her, that she did sell for 100. And for the people that wanted to be involved with her, imagine putting together a group of people, and I had most of it put together for almost 3 times what she went for, so that's why she is sold out. And then again, at the end of the day, to buy Kierkegaard's full brother. Just Easy thing to do. But without you, without the people either literally standing beside me and behind me, or the virtual people, you out there doing the same, it allows me to pivot and say, yes, for $95,000, I will buy Memento Mori. I will buy Kierkegaard's brother. Again, I said we weren't going to talk about money. I did it twice now. Westland Quest, the Colt, was simple. The Walner Colt, simple. Melisandre. I did not know when I went to Lexington about the incentive program in Kentucky. I thought it was ingenious, and I did not know anything about it. I like this filly, regardless of incentive program or not. I would have priced her at what we got her for, regardless of the incentive program. She was a gorgeous filly. She had a sister to rebuff. Her brother won the matron, made $250,000. Her entire family strong. Incentive program or not, I would have priced her at this. And that was our top horse, and as it should have been our top horse. I'm not going to judge her against the Dio filly. Very similar. This filly was a better fit for that bucket and exactly what we were looking for. And every so often you come across horses that you just believe that horse should be ours for anything less than this. And there's horses, we price them all. For those of you that have ever been around me at the sale, we price all the horses, but there are some horses, even though they fall below the price, in that particular instance, no. And then in other particular instances, absolutely yes. And that is where Southwind Ibex comes in. That horse, for less than what I priced him for, and I'm not going to go over the prices, you guys know the deal, was an absolute yes. What I'm looking at in the ring, walking around, checking my notes, pricing and repricing that horse in my head, if he goes for less than that number, he is an absolute yes. And he did. Quite a bit less. Green Tea's sister, you guys know the scoop there. Right? We had inside information on this filly. Or at least on her brother. So she was an easy one. Green Glitter, you're going to have those puzzle pieces we just talked about, the absolute yeses. Yes. She was a no-brainer. She a slam dunk? No. I didn't say I have to have this filly, but at that price, it just made all the sense in the world. And again, take all this with a grain of salt. I have no idea. I don't know which ones are going to be good or not any more than anybody else did. And that is the most beautiful thing about horse racing. I don't care how much money you have, how smart you are, what analytics you have. There are so many variables between now and any sort of winner's circle next year. You have no clue. No idea. Anybody that says they do is just arrogant or naive. One or the other. Think you do. You want to. Sure, confirmation plays a role. It gets you maybe a step closer. No different than building a football team. Show me a big giant kid that can catch the ball. Probably going to be a good football player. Not to say he will be. He could be. The two muscle masses for the Ontario bucket, simple. My top pick of the entire third session, Gymboree, simple. My wife looked at me right before she went in the ring. I'm not gonna fill in the blanks. She looked at me and she goes, "How much are you going on this filly?" She's literally about to walk in the ring. I looked at her. I looked down at my catalog. I don't know. I said I don't know. I'll tell you in a minute. And I didn't mean that cleverly. I was hoping she would go for less than this. I didn't know she'd go for this much less than this. Again, the Resolve filly, simple. I found myself, this is a redundant video now. And all the other ones are simple too. And then to end I guess I could talk for a second about the Foxy Seaside. I just thought she was a knockout. There's nothing in her pedigree. I see a lot of Foxies. I don't know much about the Foxies. I see a lot of Foxies in here, and which means this entire line was bred by the same farm, I guess. So there's that. So the entire farm thought enough of this line. Now I see a Foxy in the 4th dam. 4 dams. They thought enough of this family to continue to breed this family. 4th dam, 3rd dam, 2nd dam has a Foxy in it, and that Foxy is the mother of this filly, and that Foxy took a 2-year-old mark of 51-1. It made $250,000 almost. Pretty good, Foxy. And then obviously Pelican Owl. So again, there's a large portion of this video that was a little bit redundant, but I wanted to give everybody a Sunday, a cool autumn day, Sunday morning take on how I feel. And I wrote a Facebook post today about some of what I just said. This is the time of year where I do reflect every year, and I do end up writing something in HRU or something in on Stand Up Canada. I probably will again. I guess today, most proud that a guy like Blair could change his tune, open his doors, and say, yeah, I think I do want to run a fractional ownership stable. That means a lot to me. It should mean a lot to you because you are a big reason for that. And for our races, you know, the race from Coupe de Ville last night was incredible. It's so awesome. You know, I'm sure as a hitter, you try your best to forget about the strikeouts and you try your best to remember the home runs, and you try not to forget about either when you approach the plate the next time up. And that's kind of where I'm at, right? I want to really savor wins, even though it wasn't a big win with Coupe de Ville. It was. You know, I want to savor wins like the other day with Pickpocket and how I walked all the way back. Because they are big wins, and they do mean a lot. Mean a lot to me, they should mean a lot to you. And the fact that you're allowing us to buy better horses to win more races, hopefully, is humbling, I like to say. But it is. So, coming up today, I don't know if the calendar's up today. I saw that Alibaba was in. I don't know if anybody else is. These days, everything just kind of melts together. Gandalf's coming up. I'm interested to race Gandalf. It says only Alibaba, but there are days right now, as we get this calendar, the bugs worked out of this calendar, there are horses that go missing. You know that. I see White Tiger is in on Monday. I know that All Gas No Brakes is in on Monday also. I believe he is. And maybe he's not. Maybe he's not. I'll have to check that out. And then Gandalf the Black is in Tuesday. I see Fish is now in Wednesday. And I'm sure there'll be a host of others join that. I know there is, because we have horses in Wednesday at the Meadows, Wednesday at Northfield. So with that, I'm going to let you guys go. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for the help with Pelican Owl. I thought he was a wise decision, and obviously by the way those shares are disappearing, he is. I forgot to talk about the other filly also, how much it meant to buy the filly in the Maritimes, right? Woodmere Betcha. It's great to be everywhere, and I know that a lot of the people watching this video are from the Maritimes, and I would hope they would get involved. I hope you would get involved with Woodmere Betcha. This is a 3/4 sister to Woodmere Steel Deal, and everybody in that family has raced well. You know, sometimes you look at the pedigree and there's that standout on there. There's a bunch of so-so horses kind of around in the pedigree, and what I always say to Steve, we always talk about it, and everybody always talks about it. If you just extract that one horse from the pedigree, how ordinary does it look? Well, in this case, it doesn't. There's a lot of nice horses in the pedigree of Woodmere Betcha. I think we did a great job. I think Jamie Smith and Angie did a tremendous job purchasing this filly. I'm going to be excited to get her up here. She's going to come to Ontario. She's going to train in Ontario, and we'll see how Woodmere Betcha does next year in the Maritimes. I mean, it's not, we buy horses in Michigan. We were buying a horse from Minnesota. We didn't get it done, but we were going to buy a horse from Minnesota. We bought a horse in Michigan and Illinois. And when you look at the Maritime program, quietly strong. I didn't realize it. My father had a trotter racing down there, Irish Ray. Now, he went undefeated almost for 2 years, but he's put like $115,000 on his card. And as I said, this can't ever be about the money, but I just thought that, you know, being from the Maritimes and knowing what we raced for forever, surprising to see some of the horses come out of the Maritimes with the money made they have. So I guess there's that. So Woodmere Betcha, a great acquisition. Three huge acquisitions aside from Melisandre and the Dio filly. You know, we do have Pelican Owl. We do have Captain Incredible. It's incredible. And obviously for our maritime clients, we have Woodmere Betcha. So I appreciate everybody cleaning those shares up and helping out as we head towards Harrisburg. Oh my God. It comes in a hurry, eh? We just want to get everything cleaned up as quickly as possible. And I think maybe 10 days out of Harrisburg, we'll start to really drill down and try to get a firm grip. And this is the question of the day. I guess it took a long time, but this is the question of the day. Now, that was a timely text right there. Gentleman from the Maritimes just sent, I'll take 25% of Woodmere Betcha. Literally, it popped up on my screen. And thank you. Another new owner, by the way. John Likely and his group from the Maritimes just bought 25% of Betcha. The last thing I want is very, very important. I don't want anybody stretched this year. We bought a lot of expensive horses. That doesn't mean that we need to have people spending more than they should. This still should be about disposable income. I know there's lots of people that put money in and move stuff around. I get it. And that's on you. We all know going in that this, one, should be a lot of fun, and two, discretionary funds. So please don't, anybody, you don't have to. And again, if you find yourself in that position, I'm happy to help work you out of it if I can. But we are the easiest way to buy and sell horses. There's no way easier on earth. So sometimes I do too, get caught up in the moment and the excitement. But I hope that everybody understands that it's important for us to all have fun, truly have fun, and really enjoy the experience you're having. You got to be responsible about it too. So I'm excited about Harrisburg. Have not cracked the catalog yet. I want to clean up our backyard, so to speak, what we've done in Ohio, what we've done in Kentucky, what we're about to do a little bit in Ontario. Again, we'll talk about the Ontario sale this week. And what people want to do, and we will only be there to do what you ask. I will be there on your behest. Whatever you need me to do, I will, but we won't stretch very far at the Ontario sale unless we have the backing of our clients. So we'll put something out first of the week about Ontario, the Ontario sale. We'll see how that goes. So with that, I'll let you guys go. A long video, 22-minute video on Sunday. A lot of it unnecessary. But I just wanted to give you my perspective, how proud I was of what has taken place over the last 2 weeks, how lucky I am to have clients that allowed us to do what we did over the last week in Lexington. And so very happy for the clients that were involved with, one, Coop last night, Pickpocket, or any other horses that have won, raced, or done well this year. So thank you all again. I truly appreciate it, and I hope you have a wonderful Sunday.